Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Country, the virus edition, aka the Pandy Pods,
aka Two Fine Fellows, No Saul Bellows,
aka with 2020 long gone, you can't go wrong by coming in strong, aka Sklar. That is Huddletron, aka the aka guy, aka Old Zealand. We love you, Huddletron, aka Huddlestein, aka Mike Huddleston. All right, guys, we're in this.
Another weekend has passed. We had a great show last weekend. We announced who our guests are going to be on the next live Dumb People Down
so
at
get
the
your
end of
tickets
February.
for that.
Thank you to everyone who came out. It is happy Martin Luther King Day.
Mm-hmm.
Let's honor that person and that monster of an intelligent man and a man who...
I wouldn't call him a monster.
I'm not calling him a monster. I'm like a monster of genius is what I'm trying to say.
Right. Let's honor the thought of inclusion and...
Let's honor what he fought for, which was... peacefully fighting for equality and understanding that everybody you can't judge people based on the color of their skin, but on the content of their character. There's nothing more true has been said.
Could not agree with it more. Go back and listen to his old speeches, and I would say if you're in DC, definitely don't go to DC in the next 2 days. But if you're in DC eventually, go see the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. It is
unbelievable.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
It is one of the best new memorials I've ever seen. All right.
Okay.
Let's jump into this because we have it right now. By the way, it might be time, and I'm just going to say this, to dust off our old squirrel horror movie script, Jay. Just pick it up and just dust
Blow
that
off
bad
the
boy.
dust off
Where
that
the
one.
squirrels take over New York City one nut at a time. The taking of Acorn 1, 2, and 3.
Out on a limb.
There you go. When the bow breaks, the city will fall.
Oh!
The squirrels of Queens right now, Jay, they're out for blood. I'm telling you,
I've
for
never
real.
trusted squirrels. We've always said this about squirrels. Squirrels are rats with better tails.
Okay,
and better marketing.
People can't understand it because people feed squirrels.
Because of their tails.
Rats eat food with their paws. By the way, have you ever seen a rat eat a piece of cheese? It eats it with the tiny little paws.
It's adorable.
It's adorable, except that it's a rat.
Yes.
If you saw it right before the trap swings down on its neck, you'd be like, "Oh,
but it's a rat." It's a rat.
You'd never seek out the rats through the garbage bags that are sitting on the side of the street.
So you could feed it a cube of cheese. And
That's
it
right.
would want it. It
Never.
would want that cheese.
Ever.
It would be grateful for it.
You'd think that it was going to try and eat your hand off and then give you some disease.
We should have the exact same attitude towards squirrels. Because squirrels aren't hanging in the garbage. Because squirrels would hang in the garbage if they knew food was there. But they're in trees. They're
out in the
park.
open. It's their openness that is the thing that deludes you. That's
The
the whole
rats
point.
are kind of hiding in the shadows.
That's right.
And they got a worse tail.
The ones in Central Park were big. They
Big
were
and
huge,
bold.
with attitudes. I remember hailing down a squirrel. Remember we took a
Yes.
squirrel from Fifth Avenue over to Central Park West?
Yeah.
A little bit of
Cut
a
across
bumpy
the park.
ride, went up and down a couple of trees, but he got us there.
Cut across the park.
Got us there.
Yep.
But you knew it would start happening. The squirrels would just start fighting back, and for some unknown reason, they get fed all the time.
They're like wingless pigeons, these damn squirrels.
Why do people feed pigeons?
That's literally
seriously.
the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It's the dumbest.
The premise, I just
cannot
don't even
stand
get
pigeons.
it. So this pristine area of park right here really needs to be shit all over.
Give me a loaf of bread. I'm
Let's
going to break it up for these.
Break it up for these guys.
damn
Stat.
birds that could give a crap about me. That would peck my eyes out if they could.
People feed squirrels like they're children of relatives at Thanksgiving, and you're giving them a nickel.
That's
You're
right.
like, come up and sit on my lap.
Hop up onto Uncle Joey's lap. He's going to give you a peanut, son.
Meanwhile, they are rodents. Let's just be clear about what it is. With soulless black eyes.
And a taste for blood.
The ones in Queens have a taste for blood. It's why the nut job movies always made me a little uneasy.
I know. And our buddy Will Arnett was great in them.
Well, get ready because the world is now on board with our way of thinking, especially after this story. You ready?
Let's
Here
get
we
into
go.
it.
Residents in Queens, New York are facing a serious squirrel problem. Multiple attacks
Oh, boy.
have been reported in Rego Park, according to local news affiliate
Is
Fox
it the
5.
same squirrel?
I don't know.
Or are they banding together?
The Singh family from Rego Park. The Singh family from Rego Park, to me, sounds like...
A Bruce Springsteen album.
It's either a Bruce Springsteen album or a TV show on the BBC.
Yes.
It's one of those two things up there,
Yeah.
okay? Might want to tap that right there, Jay, on your phone
It's
so we
fine.
can clear
Still
that.
works.
Okay.
Still working fine. Don't
Singh
tell me how to do my phone, bitch.
Singh family from Rego Park told Fox their neighborhood had experienced about 20 unprovoked squirrel attacks since Thanksgiving. Squirrel gangs. That's the new thing.
Yep.
Honey, the squirrels are out. Be careful. These are all unprovoked attacks. How many provoked attacks were there? Because you know, people
40?
maybe. I feel like people are always they're always like twice as many provoked as unprovoked attacks.
Yeah.
A provoked attack is where you offer a squirrel a nut, and then when he comes close enough, you just whip it at him. Whip it at him. They've been randomly attacking people. Attacking is anywhere from jumping onto them, scratching, and biting aggressively. This is terrifying.
Who said this?
Vinati Singh explained on Wednesday.
The Sings from Queens?
The Sings from Queens on Wednesday. We don't know why it's happening. Because they're wild rodents that people are feeding.
And if you haven't noticed, the pandemic has made animals bolder.
Yeah.
This is just part of the boldification of animals.
The
across
only
the
reason
universe.
people feed them is because they think that they look like house pets and they eat with their paws.
And they have a bushy tail. That's
That's
why.
it.
That's why we feed them. That's why we think they're adorable.
By the
They're
way,
not.
I don't want the Sings to put this on the squirrels. Don't put this on the squirrels.
Put this on the people who feed them left and right.
who don't want to spend the time and effort to house train a dog or a cat to have what
that
they call
a pet. They're like, I got pets in the park. I just toss them food. They come to me. It's
Stop
like,
doing it. Stop it. You're creating these attacks. Other Rego Park residents have been attacked so severely that they have been left bloodied by the aggravated rodents. They're calling them aggravated rodents.
Yeah.
According to recent photos and videos shared by social media users. Yes, this is a full-blown crisis.
It's a pandemic.
People-
Well, that's maybe calling it that's too much.
It's maybe it's the worst thing that's happened in the last year and a half. People should never be left bloodied by anything.
Let alone squirrels.
This to me feels more realistic than Cujo. If you ask me, Cujo always looked cute and cuddly to me. Like they had to,
Even when he was growling and
they
gnashing
had
his
to make
teeth.
sound.
I
Like
didn't
he
buy
would,
it.
even when he was laying there on the ground, I'm like, he's so cute.
Wild
he's Cujo.
Like if a wild squirrel was in your car.
Well, or between you and your car. A
No,
wild
I'm
squirrel.
saying you shut the door, you think you're safe in your car, and then
you see it. That to me, forget it. It's you or him, and I'm betting on the animal that can fly.
Yes, flying squirrels.
Micheline Frederick. Micheline Frederick.
She has 2 stars.
Give her 2 stars. She has two Frederick stars. 56 told the New York Post she was attacked by a squirrel on December 21st. 4 days before Christmas? No. What's the matter with these wild rodents that people are feeding that you should never be interacting with? Squirrel didn't care. It just wanted something. I love for this woman that the squirrel could have cared. Squirrel didn't care. This woman
This
wished she
squirrel
would have
didn't have a
cared.
care in the world.
This woman, like it's
This squirrel threw caution to the wind.
like this one didn't give a shit. Like it should have, but not this one.
This one was crazy.
You think this one cared? Like I would have been okay if I would have gotten bloodied by a squirrel. Who cared?
Who gave a damn about anything? But this squirrel wasn't answering to anyone.
It was never going to care about you.
You
and your
mean this
feelings.
squirrel was being a squirrel?
Yeah. It was never going to care about you or your feelings.
It wasn't going to care that this was 4 days from Christmas. It wasn't going to care that you're 56 and
This
you
is
still
a-
feel like you're in your late 40s.
This is a
It doesn't care.
crazy rodent who is just going for your jugular, lady.
Yeah.
Do you understand that? It wanted blood, she said. Yeah, because it's a rodent. For a few days afterwards, I would come out with a shovel just in case, looking around. No way you at 56 are quick enough to swat a flying squirrel out of the air.
Man or woman at 56, you don't have the reflexes to swat it with a shovel.
Chances are the squirrel will be
With a
gnawing at
shovel.
your face and you will try and swing the shovel at it. The squirrel will jump and you'll hit yourself in the face with a shovel. That is what's going to
You want
happen.
to watch some squirrels go down? Watch season 6 of Alone.
Okay?
Couple arrows to the head of a squirrel. Couple
You have a better shot of hitting
set some
yourself.
snares. Set some snares in your backyard. Watch that show. Set some snares and then take the shovel out.
It's not clear why squirrels in this particular New York City neighborhood are attacking. Yeah, because they're sick of it. You want to know why it's clear? We're going to tell you on the other side of this break. This is Sklar Country, the Virus Edition. Don't go anywhere.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Sklar Brothers here, and we say follow us on all social media, Instagram.
At Sklar Brothers, TikTok at Sklar Brothers. We have a YouTube page, Sklar Country, and our Facebook. Join our Facebook fan page, Sklar Brothers. We'd love
End
you
of February, we're doing another live Dumb People Town. We'll keep you posted along the way. Since we're recording these so far in advance, we have not yet announced in our own minds who we're booking for that one, but it's going to be big, just
gonna
like
be
this
great.
last one was big.
And
we
we appreciate
appreciate
it.
you guys
Yep.
being involved all the way. Let's get back into these Squirrels and Queens.
So no one knows why these attacks are now happening. I can tell you why. My question is, has anyone done analysis on who they're attacking?
Yeah.
Because maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe these are targeted attacks made on people for their political beliefs. Do we rule that out?
No. People have fed the squirrels for too long.
This is the worst thing we've done in the last 4 years. We politicized and radicalized our squirrels. Mm-hmm. Squirrels and many other rodents are rarely found to be infected with rabies, said the New York City Health Department.
So don't worry, people. If you get bit in the face, you're all good.
You only have permanent scarring.
You won't need 17 shots in your abdomen. Is it still 17 shots?
I think so.
For rabies?
I think it's still for 17. Now I can stroll my defenseless baby in the park with some peace of mind. A baby to an angry, radical, hungry squirrel is just lunch. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You're just serving up lunch on a stroller right
Yes.
there. If New Yorkers believe they have observed an animal infected with rabies or a squirrel, they should report it to 311. Wait, how are you supposed to be able to tell if a squirrel is infected with rabies, Jay?
You get up in its face, you look very closely, and then you hope
And then it
doesn't
bites you in the
attack
face. If you hit it with a shovel, you might be able to find out. But again, I don't think anyone's fast enough. Certainly not this 56-year-old woman, Micheline Frederic.
No.
Any resident who's been bitten should contact their doctor and report it to the department's animal bite unit. That's got to be a compassionate department in New York. What? You got bit by a squirrel?
Oh,
Look at this
whoop-de-doo.
city. Look at this idiot,
Let
Carol.
me put you on speakerphone.
She got bit by a goddamn squirrel. Maybe you shouldn't wave your food around like you're some kind of mafia boss, okay?
Hey, I'm Johnny Sandwich.
Keep your
going
nuts
around.
to yourself. Why don't you go jiggle your cashews in your apartment,
Hey,
you
dummy. You dumb
stupid
dummy.
idiot. Hang on, animal bite unit, please hold. Records on New York City Health do not show any positive cases of rabies coming through squirrels in 2020. Nor have there been any confirmed infections recorded in the last 10 years. Jesus, how many squirrel bites have there been in the last 10 years? Getting bitten by a squirrel, to me, is the new getting shit on by a pigeon. That's what
right.
it is.
That's what it feels like.
The New York City Health Department received a complaint about an aggressive squirrel in Rego Park. So it maybe is only one, Jay. You might be right.
I think it's one.
And advised the property owner to hire a New York State licensed trapper. A spokesperson from the health agency told
That's
Fox
got to
News.
be a good. Oh yeah, I came down all the way up.
Can you
from
imagine
Canada.
this guy? He's a squirrel trapper in New York City. I wonder if just saying that got him laid in the past. If that gets him some tail.
in the late '90s, maybe.
And he gives a squirrel tail to every woman he's
He
ever
leaves
slept
it on
with.
a pillow.
As a
She rolls
memento.
over in the morning,
and there's just a squirrel, tail. The New York City squirrel trapper who was incredible at trapping squirrels but couldn't trap a woman in a relationship.
That's a show.
That's always.
That's a movie.
It's this summer's romantic comedy for the ages, Catch and Release. New York City is home to the eastern gray squirrel, according to Wildlife New York City, a city government-supported education campaign. The breed is said to be able to reach speeds of 50 miles an hour and leap up to 8 feet.
You're not going to hit it with a shovel, lady.
If it's going 15 miles an hour and leaping up to 8 feet, that thing is in your
You ain't
neck.
hitting it with a shovel.
I would give this woman 20 tries to hit that squirrel out of the air. She
Never.
would swing and miss. Like the dude who shows up at a batting cage drunk and goes into the fast pitch thinking that he can hit it. You can't hit it.
You're going to get hit in the neck
And just
with a
people
baseball.
are literally screaming at him. Please
Get out.
get out of the
Get
cage.
out of
And he's
there.
like, one more. It's like, stop doing it.
Stop.
That's what it is. Wildlife New York City advises people to refrain from feeding the squirrels. Yeah. And keep distance from them when they're in view and seal up homes to avoid nesting infestations. These are rodents. They call them infestations.
Not nests.
Not nests.
Infestation. They're like a plague on the city of New York.
If there were 11 plagues in Egypt,
He would have God would have sent squirrels to Cairo.
to mess with the Pharaoh. The Nile is crawling with these cute little creatures that have bitten and sidelined every good taskmaster I have. Now everyone in Queens knows what it's like to be a woman from Queens going into a club.
Yeah.
Right?
Dude's
Just coming at it from every angle.
She feels like she's
leaping
getting
from
attacked.
8 feet. You're
Yeah.
being attacked. It's not worth it. It's not worth going out. This is what a woman in Queens feels like.
It's just if you're
Even if they're really cute, you don't want them attacking you. Am I right?
You're 100% right.
You are going to regret it.
All right, that's a show.
That is a show. That is how we do. Stay connected, stay protected, don't get infected.
This is not a hoax.
We got the jokes. We'll see you tomorrow. We're into another week, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. We're barreling through January. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da.